Disclaimer. This podcast is hosted by a pair of idiots that love to talk fighting. Any opinions or viewpoints expressed during the Hurt Business podcast are solely those of the individuals making them and are not intended to align with those in the boxing or MMA communities.
Drive, motherfucker!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hurt Business. We are finally on the tube. It's been a long time coming. The Hurt Business is a podcast. It's with me, Faris Sharari, and my good buddy Josh Leach. And twice a week we come together and we talk about all things combat in the UFC, on the local circuit, also as well as boxing, all the big storylines. And recording this video today to actually talk to you guys about what we know about this Kambosos Teófimo López bullshit. This fight got rescheduled for now the fourth time, I believe it is. I guess the last time wasn't anybody's fault. Teófimo got COVID in month 20, and on the podcast I expressively displayed how I felt and how pissed off it made me that in month 40 of COVID, we're still getting sick, especially our professional athletes. So it was kind of scary. And then now today, like they announced that this fight was supposed to happen this coming Saturday, August the 14th, but they changed their mind and they said it's not going to happen because Triller was trying to have it in Australia, which is Kambosos' home country. It's where he's from. He really has such a wide boxing audience. Like, there's so many boxing fans in Australia, so they figured, why not host this event in Australia? You know, you have your hometown dog that's challenging for the undisputed lightweight championship, the 135 belt. Why not have it in the backyard? They know the stadium will set out. They know they'll make all this revenue back from this massive event. But Teófimo, of course, wasn't having it. He wasn't trying to make the flight. Because Australia has this rule that you got to quarantine for 14 days, and López was not a fan of it. Probably what made him catch COVID in the first place is not complying with these quarantine rules. Triller came in and made this absurd bid on this fight and gave $6 million offer, and that was almost double what the next offer was, and Eddie Hearn's at 3.5 mil, and then Bobby Hearn at 2.3. It's worth mentioning for Top Rank. Somebody tell Bob Arum that it's not 2009 anymore, that he has to pay these fighters a little bit more. But yeah, so February 25th, Triller made the offer and it was accepted, and they made this whole announcement, and Teófimo had these like movie-like boxing clips that they were putting together.
Yeah.
Woo! Triller Fight Club, baby! Let's get it. The Triller takeover.
Together and just to hype up the fight, and the fight that never happened for many reasons, but what they released was that COVID was to blame for the past one, and now it's the fact that they can't come to grips on where they want to hold this event and how they want it to play out. So February 25th it was purchased, and they set the fight for June the 5th. That was the original date, but then a few weeks after it was announced, this is when Floyd and Logan's fight came out of the woodworks, and their pay-per-view was supposed to be held on the 6th, which is the Sunday, right the day after the original scheduling of the Kambosos Teófimo fight. But they decided to postpone it until June 19th. So, you know, they don't want to compete with the Floyd audience, and they know that they're both pay-per-views, so likely people would only want to buy one versus the two. And they pushed it to the 19th, and then that's when 4 days out, Teófimo got COVID, so they had to postpone it. And the original date they postponed it for after that was August 14th, this Saturday. But surprise, surprise, it's not happening. So now they're saying that they're gonna hold it. The fight got to take place by October 17th. I was reading a few articles, and most of them had this rule in the contracts that the fight has to be delivered by August 24th. And in the case that doesn't happen, then Tiller's out. Then the IBF will cancel Tiller, and the next bidder will get the fight, who's Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. Teófimo, he was trying to go for the biggest bidder, and how could you blame him? A guy from Brooklyn, you know, really making a name for himself in the boxing scene, and you just want to go for the biggest payday, and it's understandable, but unfortunately the inexperience of Tiller was the reason that this fight didn't happen. You know, nobody really takes Tiller as a serious boxing sanction, as an organization. Jake Paul, who made his debut with Tiller, and now look at him, he's fighting over on Showtime, an actual respected boxing, you know, like it's a staple, it's a household name in the sport of boxing. They've held many super famous fights, you know, and now they have Jake Paul on their team, and that just speaks for Tiller. Like, now they're going to be withdrawn from these they're going to be withdrawn from considerations for this fight. If it doesn't happen in the next 3 weeks, I think that fight is dead for Tiller. Like, it was sweet and cute, and I was reading upon one of the articles that it was saying that they lost near $5 million with just all this promotion, and you know, all the hype that they put into the first scheduling, and then again after the second scheduling, and now they have to do it a third time. So it's looking slow for Tiller. I think that they'll hopefully just go back to competing with TikTok and not Top Rank and DAZN and all these real, like, popular boxing organizations. To conclude my rant of all the nonsense that we've been hearing surrounding this Kambosos versus Teófimo López fight, you know, just to put it into terms, like how long we've been dealing with this. Vasyl Lomachenko, who really doesn't fight that frequently, only has like 12 or 13 professional bouts, is gonna fight twice before we see the undisputed champ Teófimo López step in the ring. Is kind of alarming, man. It's kind of scary to think about. So with that being said, I really hope this fight happens. I really hope. It looks like Matchroom is going to take it over. The talks for them being in Australia is absolutely out of question. And it's kind of bullshit that that Kambosos' side actually thought. Like, I know they leaked a lot of stories saying that the fight was going to get moved to Australia. But to think about it, it's absolute bullshit. If you're Teófimo, why would you ever want to do that? Like, you're the A side in this situation. You have all these belts. Why would you go into his backyard? And it kind of reminds me of, here comes my bullshit comparison, but I have a post on the Hurt Business Instagram of Marvelous Marvin Hagler, who went into Wembley to fight Alan Minter in his first championship fight, and he beat the shit out of the guy, knocked him out in 3 rounds, and fans did not like it. They were throwing shit at the ring, and Hagler had to exit with his hands above his head and his trainers covering his head so he didn't get hit with no beer bottles or anything that the fans were throwing. So I don't think that's the case. I don't think it'll ever happen in today's day and age, but I understand why Teófimo, he's clearly the A side in this situation. There's no point of you having to go to your opponent's backyard. You know, they hold it soon. Hopefully it's in the States, and I guess I can trust Eddie Hearn to hold and harvest and actually make this fight happen. Granted, he really puts on the best fights. He really makes them all happen. And I know I talk a lot of shit because he represents Josh's boy Devin Haney, but he puts all the good fights together. So this is just another one that hopefully when he gets his grips on it, he can make it happen, and enough of this runaround bullshit. And yeah, we just want to see these guys fights, man. We don't want to see like this division being held up for eternity like it feels like it's been the past few years. So yeah, with that being said, I appreciate you guys for tuning into this video. We're going to conclude it here. Please subscribe, comment, like, you know, and check out our podcast. I'll leave everything in the description below, and you know, follow this journey. You know, Josh and I, we're huge sports fans, we're huge combat fans, and we love to talk about it. So this is just like a true passion project for us, and we love doing it. So hopefully you guys enjoy the content, and hopefully it'll be ever forming and ever getting better every time. And please reach out with constructive criticism. Let us know what you think.